Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to look at how an AI agent actually works, using an example of a travel agent I built for myself. We'll walk through a quick demo of the travel agent and then analyze how agentic behavior happens under the hood. So, let me go ahead and start interacting with my travel agent. Let's say I'm planning a trip to Paris next week. I'll ask, I am planning to travel to Paris next week. How's the weather like? And are there any holidays that I should be aware of for the next week? You can see the agent is actually thinking. This includes checking its own knowledge and leveraging the specific tools it needs to give us an accurate response. Now you see the agent's response. It shows a temperature around 10 degrees Celsius, and it even checked for upcoming holidays. It found a public holiday on 1st May where museums and shops might be shut. This is exactly the kind of helpful information I was looking for. Next, let me ask, what are the top 3 places to visit in Paris? It thinks again and provides the options, with the Eiffel Tower being at the top. Let me follow up and ask, what are the entry ticket prices for the Eiffel Tower? The agent will think again and come back with a specific response. I see multiple ticket options here. Access to the top via lift, the second floor via lift, or taking the stairs. However, the prices are all in euros. Let me ask, can you give me the prices in Indian rupees? I'm forcing it to convert the currency, so it has to check the current exchange rates. And finally, we have the response with all the ticket prices listed out in Indian rupees. So, that's the end of the demo and what the user sees. But the real magic happens in the decision-making process. Let's look under the hood to see how the orchestration layer actually managed these requests step by step. For each of these questions, you will see how the LLM is thinking and what tools are being invoked. For the first question, LLM thought about it and decided to call the weather tool and pass the parameter Paris to get that information. Then, it realized it needed to understand what next week actually refers to in terms of exact timing, so it fetched the local time. Once it had that time frame, it checked for the specific set of holidays for that week using a separate tool. At this point, the agent is essentially saying to itself, okay, I now have the weather, I have the specific dates, and I have the upcoming holiday information. Now, let me go ahead and curate a response for the user. That covers the first question. For the second question about the top 3 places, you'll notice there were no tool invocations. That's because the agent recognized this as general knowledge. It decided, hey, this is information I can just answer using my internal directory and the knowledge set the LLM was originally trained on. Then we move to the third question regarding entry prices. Since it wasn't connected to a live tool for real-time pricing, it decided to use its own internal information. Based on the latest data it has, it presented the different ticket options to the user. It actually provided some really smart details regarding all the different types of tickets available. Finally, when I asked to convert to Indian rupees, it had to check for the current currency price. You can see the tool being invoked multiple times here because there were 3 different ticket variants. It triggered the currency conversion 3 times to get the final result. Once it finished those conversions, it confirmed to itself that it was ready, and then delivered the final response. I hope this gives you a clear idea of what exactly happens under the hood when an agent responds. It's trying to balance information from its training data with the multiple tools it has at its disposal. It orchestrates this entire flow to solve the user's problem, or what we call the agent's objective. Hopefully, this demo really helped you understand what's happening behind the scenes. This should help you correlate these actions to the many agentic definitions you see out there.